at is the VLOOKUP value. Essentially what VLOOKUP value, or the function, allows us to do is we give the system a lookup value, and then it will look into an array or a chart or a series of data and find a corresponding data point in the adjacent column. So what we're going to do, we have 3 examples to work with right here. We're given this data set of attendance at a water park based on the temperature outside. And so if you look through here, we have quite a large data set. You'll likely run into data sets that are far larger than this, several thousand data sets long. And so this is actually a smaller data set to be working with for VLOOKUP. But it's a great example and a great demonstration to show how it can work. And we can actually double check our work with this one just to see how it works. So what we're going to be doing first is finding the attendance based on this data at 55.5, 67, and 78.5 degrees. So we'll start with the 55.5. Our function is VLOOKUP. So we'll do equals VLOOKUP. And the first thing it asks for is the lookup value. And our lookup value is 55.5 degrees. So we're telling the computer right here to look for 48.5 degrees in this column and tell us what the attendance is based on this column. So we've just given it our lookup value. We could do a comma, and now it's asking for the table array. And so now we have to highlight the data that we've been given so it knows where to look. And so you go ahead and do your entire data set, and we'll come back up to the top, do another comma once we're done with that, and now it's asking for the column index number. In this case, our column index number will be number 2. Your lookup value is always going to be in the first column. So the VLOOKUP will not work unless you have your lookup value in the first column. And ours it is our temperature, the 48.5. And so we want it to look into the second column to find where 48.5 degrees is. If you have multiple columns, you can put a 3 or a 4 or a 5 in here. Just make sure that your lookup value is always that first column in your highlighted array. So ours is second, we'll be putting a 2, comma, and then ask for an approximate match or an exact match. We're going to do an exact match. Hit enter. It pulls up, there's going to be about 26 people at 55.5 degrees. I was saying 48.5 earlier. My apologies, 55.5. So we can actually scroll down here at 55.5 degrees. That is correct. There's 26 people in attendance. We'll go ahead and do this 2 more times. Again, put in your VLOOKUP function. The lookup value is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Do another comma. Highlight your entire table or your array, your data set. And then we'll come back up to the top. Do another comma once you have that. Now it's asking for the column index number. Again, your VLOOKUP value will always be in the first column. We want it to match a data point in the second column. So we'll put number 2 so it knows to look in that second column. Do another comma, and we want an exact match. Hit enter. It's saying there's going to be about 280 people at 67 degrees. Let's see if that's correct. 280 people at 67. That is correct. And we'll do this one more time. Put in your VLOOKUP function. We're going to do our lookup value, 78.5 degrees. Do a comma. Now highlight your entire data set. There we go. And I want to reiterate once more, always make sure your lookup value is the first column of your highlighted data set. Alright, so once we have our array highlighted, we can do another comma. Now we're looking for the column index number. We want it to look at column 2 and return a value for that second column. So we can put a 2, and once again we need an exact match. Hit enter, saying there should be about 615 people at 78.5 degrees. If we scroll down here, that is correct. Alright, so that's a quick little tutorial on how to use VLOOKUP. I hope that helped. Have a great day.